Hello, brothers and sisters out there. How you doing? Your brother Tony is in the house. Thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast this evening. Come on in, my brothers. Come on in, my sisters. Got a good show for you tonight. There's some important points that I need to make, especially to you sisters. So come on in. Don't sit at the back, come close to the front. We got plenty of seats in the front and you will be comfortable. Come on up. We're about to hit the weekend, so come in close to your brother Tony so I can give you some good jewels for the weekend, especially you sisters. You need to listen up. You brother, if you don't mind, let the sisters sit up in front, and brother, you sit right behind them, because there are some things that some of the sisters need to know, especially my single sisters. This particular broadcast is for you single sisters. If you desire to be in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship, there are some points that I need to make to help and enable you when it comes to having yourself right for the right man to find you. So these are some points that you need to heed to, some of my sisters. So I need for you to listen up. I got a few more seconds. I'm going to allow a few more people to come in, and we're about to jump right into this show. So get ready. It's going to be a good show tonight. Well, my brothers and sisters out there in the land, how you doing? Your brother Tony's in the house. If this is your first opportunity looking at me, I'm introducing myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationships pertaining to that of a man and a woman that should be serious, that should want to be committed, and should move to that final hurdle, the covenant part of relationships. And I really stick to this point of view because when I look at God's word, the Bible, when you look in Genesis, God created the man first. He had a unique relationship with the man first. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman. And once he formed the woman, he represented the woman to the man, that man being Adam. And Adam said in regards to the woman Eve, in the presence of God, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. Now, if you believe in any other type of relationship, my brother and sister, you have what is called a free will. You do what you choose to do, but I choose to talk about relationship strictly of that between a man and woman. But I do encourage you to look at this broadcast. Maybe you can get something out of it. How you doing, mother? I see you, John Hancock down there. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. By the way, I need to give a shout out to my sister, Rhonda Renee Stubbs. She will be having her first live show tonight. You want to go to her page. If you want to check her out, it's good because she normally be here, but her name is Rhonda Renee. As a matter of fact, Rhonda Renee Toomer. Go to her page. She's going to have a live broadcast tonight. So, sister, if you're out there, I know you got to prepare for your show. You will have a successful show. Now, with that out of the way, we're about to get into tonight's show, my brother. So tonight's show is 7 main reasons why some single women are preventing themselves from getting into a relationship. Now, sister, there are 7 main reasons for some of you single sisters that could be preventing you from getting into a good relationship. Now, you need to listen up, sister. Some guys basically talk about some of these characteristics. And this particular show, sister, is not to beat up on no women. You single sister, if you desire to be in a relationship, you really need to listen to what I'm going to say. Don't hear what I'm about to say, but you need to listen to what I'm about to say, because some of the things, some of the points that I'm going to bring out, it could help and enable you to position yourself for the right man to find you. So this is going to be a brutally honest show. This is not a show to hurt your feelings, sisters. This is a show to educate you into the mind of a man. And when I say a man, I'm talking about an imperfect man. First, this man is imperfect. And not only is this man imperfect, this man choose to follow God. This is the type of man I'm talking about. I'm talking about a man that has wisdom. I'm talking about a man that have knowledge. I'm talking about a man that have understanding. I'm talking about a man that has discernment. I'm talking about a man that is willing to provide. I'm talking about a man that is willing to protect. I am talking about a man that is ready to love you, sister, as you need to be loved. How you doing, Sister Lisa? If you want a man, if you desire for a man to love your sister, it got to be, first of all, the right type of man. And like it's 3 types of men, like I have made a point a few days back. There is the spiritual man, there is the worldly man, and there is the carnal man. The worldly man is a man all about the world. He's all about the world. You're going to hear him talk about worldly things like getting the bag, which is money. He's going to always talk about materialistic stuff. You would never really hear him talk about God. Then the carnal man, this is the tricky man. Yet this man is saved, but he playing both sides of the fence. He like to dip into worldly activity, and he like to be spiritual. So this particular type of man, he's a double-minded man. He's not stable, and you got to be, really look out for him. And the best man, sister, is the spiritual man. Now, the spiritual man, sister, this man, you got to understand this, he's imperfect. He realized that he's imperfect, but the thing about the spiritual man, he depends on God. And he will fall on his face sometime, but he will get up and he will follow God. This type of man, sister, this type of man, he will be taught how to love you, how you need to be loved. Not how you want to be loved, but how you need to be loved. And how will he be able to do this? He will be able to do this because he will be empowered by the Spirit of God, because God's Son Jesus, through the power of the Spirit, will live in him. This the Spirit will teach this man. This Spirit will show this man, and the Spirit will guide this man on how to love you. Because, sister, only God knows how to love you. He created you. So therefore, if you're looking for real love, you're going to find in a spiritual man. Now, if you decide to find love with a worldly man that can give you all the world good, you still going to have something missing. If you decide to get in a relationship with a man that is carnal, you're going to be going all kinds of ways. You're not going to be able to, he's unstable. But the spiritual man is the best way to go, even though he's imperfect. Now, you single sister, this is what you need to understand. For those of you that are coming in, tonight's show is 7 main reasons why some single women are preventing themselves from getting into a relationship. There are 7 main reasons. Every single woman that is hoping that the right man find her must ask herself these 2 important questions. So, sister, you single sisters, if you desire to be in a relationship with a man, first, you have to have your life together with God. You have to have a unique relationship with God first and foremost, over everything and everybody. So, the number 1 thing you sister needs to do when it comes to your desire to have the right man to find you, not you finding him, but to find you, you have to, number 1, you have to fear God. And when I say fear God, I'm not talking about you afraid of God. Fear God means that you respect him. And the second thing that you sister need to learn is, how you doing, Sister Flo, is you have to ask yourself this question: am I a virtuous woman? So, sister, you single sister, the 2 most important questions you need to know is, do I fear God? You got to ask yourself this question. Not afraid of him, but do you respect God? This goes a long way. And this leads to your character after you fear God. You have to ask yourself this question: am I a virtuous woman? Now, the woman that fears God, as it is written in Proverbs 31:30. That, again, that's Proverbs 31:30. Proverbs 31:30. It states, and it reads from God's word, charm, how you doing, Sister Sherry Smith? It said, charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeing, But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Remember I said that one characteristic that a woman must know before she get into a relationship with a man. Here it is. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeing, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Her heart does safely trust her, where her husband's heart does safely trust in her, and he has no need of spoil. So remember the key word I said, that fear God. Because it said that beauty is fleeing. What does that mean? Sister, you're not going to look the same like you did in high school. You're going to change. Some of you sisters that depend on your beauty, and you was accustomed to men running after you because you had this outward beauty. You had a beautiful face. You had a beautiful figure and all that when you was younger. When you get up in age, sister, your body gonna change. So you single sister, you must know this. Your body is going to change. And those guys that were chasing you when you were in high school and when you was real young, guess what? Those numbers are going to decrease as you get older. And you're going to see it. Some of the stuff, you'll be looking at those younger girls and you'll be seeing guys running after them. Not only that, older men going to start, a lot of them start chasing younger women. So sister, you're going to have to get in your mind that it say beauty is fleeing. So that means you got to be mature as you grow older. And you cannot depend on your looks for the rest of your life. Cheryl said, if you the mind reading that verse. Okay, sister Cheryl, it said Proverbs 31:30. Proverbs 31:30. It states that charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeing. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so he shall have no need of spoil. So that second part is saying that when a man finds a woman, this is a man that is serious. This is a man that have committed verbally to the woman, and this is a man that is willing to marry the woman. He looks at this woman as he's going to love her, and he's not going to have to spoil her. That's the difference. A real good woman, a man does not have to spoil her. He's going to naturally meet her needs, and he's going to naturally do some want. So the first thing a man that loves a woman, he's going to make sure her needs are taken care of, and that she's protected, and that he understands her, and he listens to her with an understanding heart, and he's not going to have to spoil her, because he's a man that's going to naturally do things for his woman that call just because, and she's going to appreciate it. The second part of it, remember I said what a woman needs to ask herself, are you a virtuous woman? As it is written in Proverbs 31:10 through 12. Proverbs 31:10 through 12. Proverbs 31:10 through 12. It say, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. That is a good woman. She's a virtuous woman. She's not perfect. She's going to follow her faith. She's going to make a mistake. But it said, who can find a virtuous woman? And remember, the Bible clearly say, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So every woman that a man walk upon, he don't find her. He runs into her. It's a different when you find a woman and you run into a woman. The Bible says you don't run into a woman. It said you find a woman. And how does the man find a woman? He don't go doing like this looking. He don't just up one day and say, I'm going to look for a woman. No, this man is living his everyday life. He's following God. And while this man is following God, God going to meet the desires of this man's heart. And I always say this, he's going to position that woman at that right time and God time so that man can find her. God going to do all of the leg work, brothers. If you find a good wife, brother, a woman that is ready to be a wife, because let me tell you something, brother. When you meet the right woman, she is already wife ready. She don't have to develop into a wife. She is wife ready. Like when God brought Eve to Adam, she was wife ready. when God brought Rebekah to Isaac, some of you might not be familiar with it, but Isaac was Abraham's son. Sarah and Abraham, you all familiar with Abraham and Sarah. Sarah had died. Her son Isaac was heartbroken. So at that particular time, Abraham, the father of Isaac, know that he needed a heir. And he needed a good woman for his son. But where Abraham and his son was living, those women that was around, they were not good enough for his son. So what Abraham did, he had his servant to go to his homeland to find the right woman, which was Rebekah. And his servant went. When his servant went to look for this woman, he seen a whole bunch of women that was at this little river getting some water. But he didn't know which woman to pick for his master's son. So what this servant did, he prayed to God. And he said, I'm paraphrasing, he said, God, I need you to help me to select a woman for my master's son. And he said, this is the sign what I need from you, God. I need for the woman to come to me and offer me some water and offer to give my camels some water. So out of all the women that was there, this one particular woman, she came up to him and said, do you want some water? And he said, yes. And she said, well, while I'm giving you some water, let me give your camels some water. And at that particular time, God answered his prayer. That's what men have to do. You have to ask God to give you a sign. That's what you have to do. And I always revert to this. Like in my personal thing, and you have heard it before, you're going to hear it again. But while I was out there doing my thing and I was single, I prayed to God about 5 years, maybe 6 to 5 years before I met my present wife. I asked God, I said, God, the woman that I need in my life, I need a woman that's going to follow me. I did this personal prayer to God. I said, I want a woman. No, I said, I need a woman to follow me. Now, at that particular time, my brothers and sisters, you know, I really didn't like dating. I'm gonna put it to you all like this. I really didn't like dating that much. I would go out and do things and stuff like that, but I really did not like dating. I really wanted to be in a relationship, whereas I could do those things to please God. Even though since I have got married, I still fall sometimes. I know they're going to surprise some of you all, but I still fall sometimes. But I prayed to God. I said, Lord, I need a woman to follow me. Now, after I said that prayer, a succession of years went by. And if I went out with a woman and stuff, a woman might say, what are you looking for? I would say, just be yourself. That if a woman asked me that, I just said, be yourself. I never told not one woman what I had prayed to God about. I knew some kind of way God was going to do it, but guess what? I could have messed up, because if I decide to settle, I was going to mess up again. You understand? I was going to mess up again. So I decided, be patient, and time went on. 6 to 5 years after I said that prayer. Then when I met my wife, in a short period of time, she made a call to me after I initially met her, because when I actually met her, I seen something in her. And I told her that you're going to be my wife. I did not ask her to be my wife. Notice that, my brother and sister. I did not ask her. I told her she was going to be my wife. And after I told her, about that time, I decided to, at a matter of fact, the first time I seen her, guess what? That was the first time my mother and my sister and some of my family members seen her. That was our first time seeing her, eye to eye. So anyway, when I talked to her briefly, and after I talked to her briefly, I took her to my parents' house. And when I took her to my parents' house, we was in the kitchen, and my mama might not remember this, but my mama had got up and she went into the hallway, right? And when she went into the hallway, she did like this. I was the only one to see my mama do like this. She did like this. Nobody else could see her. So when I went in the hallway, My mama, this is exactly what my mother told me, my brother. So she said, I like her. And she said, you cannot bring no other women over here. She said, if you want to see any other women, you date them out there somewhere. You see them out there somewhere, but she's the only one that's going to be coming here. That's what my mom said. Now, my mama did not pick no woman for me. I want you all to know that. God did it, and let me tell you how God did it. So I had told her she was going to be my wife. My mama said, I don't want no other women coming over here. You see them out there somewhere. So within 2 weeks of my mama saying that statement, about 2 weeks, she called me one day, that being Tequessa, as you all know her as Cinderella. She said, Tony, what you doing? And I know you, sister Flo, and sister Shara, and some more of you all familiar with the story. She called me and she said, Tony, what you doing? I said, I'm just chilling. And then at that particular time, she said, you know what? I want to follow you. And keep in mind, that's what I had prayed to God for. I prayed to God for a woman to follow me. My brother and sister, I always say that she's the only woman that ever told me she will follow me. And I have dated several women. How you doing, sister Keisha? I have dated several women in my lifetime, but she's the only woman that verbally said, I will follow you. That's the prayer that I prayed to God, my brothers and sisters. You understand that? It was just like I just mentioned when the servant of Abraham went to get Isaac's wife. When he prayed to God, he said, I want the woman to offer me water, and I also want you to offer my camels some water. So that's how he knew it. And that's how I knew it. So, brother, when you are trying to find a wife, the first thing I recommend to you, brother, is to pray to God. You pray to God. God is the only one, brother, that know how to handpick a woman for you. We don't know it, brother. We go basically by how a woman look. And that's what messes up men's up. We mostly go by a woman, how attractive of a woman. That's what messes a whole bunch of brothers up. That have even messed me up sometimes, going by how a woman look. She might look good, she might look be fine and all that kind of stuff. That will mess your brother Tony up sometimes. But the thing about it, you pray to God. And another way, what happened to brothers, Boaz, God brought Ruth to Boaz. You understand that God brought Ruth to Boaz through life circumstance. So the question goes back to two questions, like I said. The woman needs to be positioned to be ready. And she has to fear God, and she has to be a virtuous woman. A virtuous woman does not mean that the woman is perfect, okay? Now, why am I saying this? This is for you single sisters, okay? Listen to me carefully, single sister. If you desire to be in a relationship with a man, you here at the right time for the right show. God got you here for this particular topic. And you need to listen to what your brother's saying. I'm going to be brutally honest with you tonight. But while I'm going to be brutally honest with you, sister, because some of my sisters, they have said, Tony, I want you to find me a man. Tony, do you know of any good men that you could introduce me to? That's what some sisters be asking me. Do you know of any good men you could introduce me to? And the only thing really, sister, I don't know what man God wants for you. You see, God knows the heart. The only thing I could do is pray. If you ask me about that, I could pray on your behalf. Like you pray, I can pray. I'm not going to pray by myself. You got to pray too. We'll pray together. If that's what you want, we'll pray together. If that's what you desire. But you see, if we leave it to God, God is going to handpick the man to find you, sister. Don't ever go looking for a man. That's what some of you single sisters, you do. You go looking. That's not the right procedure. You allow a man to find you. God is going to set up the situation. And you don't, when you pray to God, sister, you don't pray to God, I want him to be 6 feet tall. I want him to have a six-pack. I want him to have 6 figures in the bank. I want him to be able to take me on exotic trips. I want him to be able to fix my hair. I want him to be able to get my nails done. I want him to be able to pay for my girl trips. I want him to be able to pay my mortgage or my rent. I want him to be able to pay my car note or buy me a car. I want him to be able to put money in my bank account. I want this. I want this. No. Don't tie God's hands up with what I want. You pray to God, I need a good man. I need a man, God, that I can follow. That's how you do it. I need a man that believes in you, God. I need a man that follows you, God, so I can follow him. I need a man that will be the head of the relationship. I am willing to submit to a man that follows you, Lord, because I understand this, God. I understand that you are the head of Christ, your son. I understand your son Jesus is the head of the man that you will pick for me. And I understand that when you, Father, through your son Jesus, handpicked the man for me like he did for Boaz and Ruth, what he did for Isaac and Rebekah, what he did for Adam and Eve, what he did for Joseph and Mary, those types of relationships. I'm putting in your hands, God. Let the man find me. I want a man, God. I want a man because I'm getting old. I'm not in high school no more, Lord. It look like time is running out, Lord. Where are the good men? There ain't no good men out there. There was some of you sisters. There ain't no good men out there. There are. They are hid in plain sight. Sister Keith said, I finally met my king. Well, he'll find me in 2013, but I've been disobedient trying to do it my way. Thank you, sister, for that testimony. We all make errors, sister. Keisha, I made some error with women. I did it. But anyway, and some of you sisters did it. Thank you, Sister Keisha, for that. But let me tell you. Listen to me, sister. These are 7 points. I know you all were waiting for the 7 points. I know some of you said, Tony, will you just shut up and get to the main point? Okay, here go the trigger since you want to know. I want you, sister, to listen to what your brother's saying, okay? Listen with your heart. Listen with your heart. Don't hear me. Listen. Listen. Be quiet. Listen. Listen. Be quiet. Listen. Take your notes. Number 1. Here are 7 triggers some of you sisters need to know. I'm not beating on you, but if you listen to me, you may recognize some of these points in you. Don't get in denial. Just see, are you one of these ladies? Number 1, never say this, sister. Never, ever say this to a man. If you ever say this to a man that's following God, you're going to be eliminated. Listen to me. If you ever say this to a man that's following God, even though he's imperfect, he's not going to pick you. Never say this to the man, I'm a strong and independent woman. Don't ever say that. Never, ever say that. Or to say it differently, this means that you're stuck in your ways. Listen, now, it's nothing wrong with being strong. But you're going to throw in the word independent. What does independent mean? That means you on your own. You on your own island. You on Gilligan's Isle without the crew. You independent. You like 4th of July. You done broke away from something. So when a man is following God, listen. Not here. When he listen to a woman say, I'm a strong and independent woman, there's nothing wrong with being strong. Nothing wrong with it. And as a matter of fact, no woman shouldn't have to say I'm a strong woman. He would see it. You know how he would see it? Because she's a virtuous woman. That's how he'll know. She's a virtuous woman. When God created the woman, let's go back to the Garden of Eden. When God created the woman, he created the woman to be a helpmeet. When God created the woman, it's stated in God's word, the man was not created for the woman. The woman was created for the man. Sisters, I've got to be brutally honest. You are not the focal point of the relationship. You were not created to be the focal point. I know some of you sisters, you want to be the cherry on top of the pie. You're not the cherry. The number one thing in a man mind that following God is God himself, not you. If a man put you before God, God is going to hold his hand, and your relationship, you're going to have problems. That man must never put a woman before God or nothing before God. I'm married. I would never put my wife before God. Never. She would never get that. She would never sit in that position in my mind and heart. Never. No woman. I love my mama. No woman. I love my daughters. No woman. I love my sisters. No woman will never, ever hear me say, you number one. Never. Only God is number one. A man that hears a woman say, you're a strong, independent woman, these type of women, you are stuck in your ways. You are very stuck in your ways. The reason why you stuck, that's why you ain't got a man now. Because you're stuck in your way. You always want to be combative. And I'm going to get to that part shortly. You stuck in your ways and you don't realize it. Years go by and your girlfriend, she is about to hit the wall too, and she get married. And you wondering why your girlfriend get married. Because you are strong and independent. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you getting your PhD. There's nothing wrong with you got your own house. There's nothing wrong with your car. But a man that following God, that stuff don't impress a man that following God. Your PhD don't impress a man that following God. Your house don't impress no man that following God. Your money don't impress no man that following God. How you look, now, you look, it does say so, but overall how you look, no. Nothing you got move a man that following God. It's who you are, not what you have. Because if a man has got himself together, what you have, it could add to the relationship, that's all. But the man loves you for who you are. How you doing, Sister Scott? He loves you for who you are, not for what you have. A man that loves you for who you are, sister, let me tell you this, just because you open your leg, that don't mean that that's going to be your man. That's the ultimate play card for a lot of sisters. You think you got the best stuff in the land, don't you? You don't. You don't. Let me tell you this about this. Let me let you in on something, sister. A lot of women, when they use their vagina, I'm gonna say that when they think when they want to use their vagina for a trump card, a man that following God, that don't impress him. Cause let me tell you this. A woman that give a man sex, the only thing a woman can do, let me just be blunt and honest. Most women can cause a man to ejaculate. Most women can. But the difference is the man mind and heart in you. You see? Is the man mind and heart in you? So by you open your leg for a weak man, that would do something for a weak man. But not a man that follow God. You can open your leg all you want to. Now a man that follow God, he might get between your legs. He might do. But that's not going to persuade him to get into no relationship with you. Keisha said, I know you're right because my king told me it doesn't matter about the stroke or my material. Amen, sister. So, Sister Keisha know what I'm talking about. Number two. Oh, back to number one. Let me talk about number one. If you say you strong and independent, you stay your butt where you at. You stay, live on the 4th of July. You stuck in your ways. The only person that's going to be in your house is your dog or your cat. That's going to be your best friend. Your dog or your cat going to be your best friend. Number two, always looking to receive and not a giver. You're always looking to receive and not a giver. What am I talking about? I done met some women, and some of my brothers have met some women that every time you see them, you got to go in your pocket. Before you get to a house, stop here and get me a hamburger. Stop here and do this. You always have to go in your pocket. There's nothing wrong every now and then if the brother brings something over your house for you to eat. It ain't nothing wrong, but every time he see you, when he get to your house, let's go here. He got to spend money. Let's go there. He want to spend money. You got your job and you don't even offer to pay the tip. You want the man to pay the tip when you're in a restaurant. You always want it. It's all about me, myself, and I. Give me. That's why you by yourself. Because you are what Kanye West and Jamie Foxx song some years ago. You ain't nothing but a gold digger. That's all you are. Next, number 3, you talk too much. Some of you, not all of you, you talk too much. What am I saying? You talk too much. You tell your business to everybody. The conversation be between you and the brother eventually hear it. Let me tell you something. There's no secrets. You think it's a secret, you tell somebody, right? Because you think the man won't hear it. You tell your girlfriend stuff. Okay? You in Georgia. You tell your girlfriend over the phone in California. Some kind of way it'll circle back through people and the man will get it. The word is Lord, but yes, small. You talk too much. He can't tell you nothing. Some men talk, but we ain't talk about men tonight. We talk about sisters. You talk too much. He can't tell you nothing. Don't you know, sister, sometimes a man would test you by telling you something to see, will he hear it again? You talk too much. Next, you appear not to acknowledge the man as being the head of a home. This is one. When a man is looking for a woman to be his wife, listen carefully. Are you submissive? If this man is following God, and if you one of those women that like to bump every time you talk, you will eliminate yourself. You will eliminate yourself. Will this man be the head of home? Do you always have to come up and say something? When the man say something, you got to say something. Every time he say something, you got to say something. I'm going to touch that a little later. Can this man be the head of the home? If this man don't see that he would be the head of the home, not a dictator. His name is not Putin. His last name ain't Putin. He's not a dictator. But this man wants to take his rightful role. This man will tell you 4 things. This man will tell you, yes, we can. Not right now. I have something better. And no. The brother, you got to be able to say no sometime because you are responsible to God. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. Who really messed up? Was it Eve or Adam or both of them? God blamed Adam. Eve messed up. Adam could have stopped it. He was standing right there listening to this snake talk to Eve. How do I know he was right there? How do I know he was not playing with the monkeys? How do I know he was not riding a horse? Because the Bible say after Eve and Satan got finished talking, it said when she looked at the fruit, by the way, it was not we don't know what it is, so you all start saying it was an apple. The Bible don't say what type of fruit it was. It could have been a strawberry. It could have been, what else y'all like? Blueberry. We don't know. I'm glad God don't know because a lot of us like different things. It said the forbidden fruit. After Eve was listening to Satan, Adam was standing right there listening. Some of you all don't get this. You know why I know Adam was standing there? Because the Bible say once she took a bite of it, she gave it to the man that was with her. And when he gave it, how you doing, Sister Twyla? When she gave it to the man that was with her, it said then both their eyes was open. When Eve ate it, nothing happened. Listen to what I'm saying. Nothing happened to them together until Adam did it. And then when Adam did it, said they both their eyes was open and they know something wrong because they said, uh-oh, something wrong, uh-oh. They either up then, after a while, they heard a voice walking they heard the voice walking. You know who the voice was, right? The voice was Jesus himself. I have told you people a lot of times, some people don't think that Jesus came into the world until Mary had a baby. Mary, little lamb, fleet was white as snow. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamp should have gone. No, Jesus was back there in creation. The Bible clearly say that everything was made for him. Everything was made by him, through him, and for him. Adam and Eve dealt with nobody other than Jesus himself, but he was not called Jesus at that time. Jesus appeared in different form. At this particular time, Jesus came. Who did Jesus talk to first? He called both of them Adam. Because Eve didn't have her name right then. Because remember the Bible, when Adam and Eve were together, Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man, right? They was one. So you have Mr. Adams and Miss Adam. We're not talking about Gomez and Morticia of the Adam family. We talking about the original Adam, and we talking about Eve, not Morticia, okay? God talked to God, that being Jesus, he looked right in Adam's eye, because they thought God wanted to play hide and go seek. They thought it was game time. When they heard his voice coming, they said, uh-oh, we naked, we need to cover up. You know what they were trying to cover up? Shame. It wasn't the body, it was shame. Because before they ate, it said they were both naked, and they were not ashamed, but now they was ashamed. Do you ever notice, brother and sister, when we do something wrong, we try to cover it up? You know, like when your mama tell you, don't eat no cookies. Don't eat no cookies. Don't go in the kitchen and eat no cookies. I ain't finished with those collard greens yet. She go out and you look at that candy jar. You put your hand in the candy jar. You eat those cookies. And then then your mama come in and you put your hand behind your back. Your mama said, what you doing? Nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Your mom said, did you eat that cookie? No, I ain't eat no cookie. I ain't eat no cookie. And all those crumbs around your mouth. But you ain't no cookie. Back to Adam and Eve. God talked to Adam. And Adam said, and he said, Adam, and he knew it was the male. Adam, yes. What are you doing, Adam? I was hiding, God. Why are you hiding? Because we are naked. Huh. Who told you was naked? I know what. You ate from did you eat from that tree that I told you not to? Notice he didn't tell Eve about the tree. He told the male. Did you eat from that tree that I told you not to? She did it. She did it. That's how we do. We shift the blame. She did it. She did it. By the way, the woman that you gave me, now he blamed God and Eve. The woman that you gave me, I ate it. Instead of Adam said, yeah, I did it. And then God said, oh yeah? Eve, what did you do? She want to shift the blame. That snake tricked me. Adam lost it. He did not know how to be a man's man. Boaz, he knew how to be a man's man. Abraham knew how to be a man's man. Joseph, Jesus' stepfather, knew how to be a man's man. We talk about the head of the home. Next, how you dress. 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 Do you dress like a harlot? What am I talking about? A harlot is a prostitute. Do you dress like that? Do you dress like a street woman? Case in point. Some of you have seen this. I've seen it. I'm going to present it to you. You all familiar with Dave Chappelle, right? Yes, you all familiar with the comedian. This is what Dave Chappelle said. He was doing a live show. Dave Chappelle said this. I'm glad that I'm married because how all these women be walking around and stuff, I'm paraphrasing, how they be dressed and stuff, I'm glad I'm married. He said, one night I went to the club with my boys. We was in the club, a woman came walking by. And Dave said, I said to the woman, "Hey, ho." And the woman turned around and said, "Why you call me a hoe?" He said, "Because you dressing like a hoe." And then he said, "If I came in here dressed like a police officer, but I'm a comedian, you will assume that I'm a police officer, but I'm a comedian." You see what I'm saying? How you dress tells a lot. Let me tell you something, sister. A man that following God, he don't want a woman that gonna show her body to nobody but him. Some of you mess up because you got some things that going on up in your head. You don't have confidence in how you are as a woman on the inside. That's the thing. How you are on the inside, sister, that has to shine. Not on the outside. There are some beautiful sisters physically, in the faith and body, but you got an internal problem. You think you're gonna get a man with your body. You will get you won't get a man, you will get men. Let me tell you something, this free of charge. What do men see? Let me be blunt to you. What do men think about when they see you showing your breasts? All your breasts. What do men think about when they see open stomach and stuff? What do men think when you got your pants all up your crack of your booty? You got crack, you got crack up in your booty, but your name ain't Jenny. Jenny Crack Corner, I don't care. Your name ain't Jenny, but you showing everything. Let me let you in on something if you don't know it. Men already think about sex. Let me be clear. Men think about sex. But when you advertising, that create lust in the man. And when you advertise, let me tell you what men think when they see some of these sisters on social media and in person, when you showing your breast. Let me tell you what men think. I don't mind putting those breasts in my mouth. I don't mind putting my hands on it. Let me tell you what they think when they see your crack in your butt. I don't mind her bending over. What do they think when they see the front of you and they see that split in front of you? You know what I'm talking about. I don't mind. That look fat. That's fat. I bet you that's good, and it's good. It look juicy. That's what men think. I got to tell you that. So men reduce you down to a piece of meat. They would, as they said, they would hit that, but they don't want that. You understand? They will hit it, but they don't want it. When I mean want it, they don't want you long term. They will hit it short term, and the short term could go for years. You understand? They will hit it, and they will quit it. Then you get mad. Some of you sisters, you show your breast, and when the man looking at your breast, you ask this stupid question. Why are you looking down? My face up here. Because you showing it. How you dress speak a lot. A man that following God, he want a woman that is modest. That don't mean that you have to dress old-fashioned stuff. You can dress classy. You can dress very classy and distinguished. You want a man, sister, to tell you this. You look good. You make that outfit look good. You are beautiful. That's glamour. You never want a man to say, you sexy. A man that tell you you sexy, he disrespecting you. He won't say it if your man around you. He would say it if your girls around you or you by yourself, but he ain't no say it while your man around. He ain't no say that from another man. Hey, your lady looks sexy tonight. A fool would do that. Men know what they saying when they say sexy. Next, how you talk by showing no respect, or to say it differently, you go word for word with the man. Or you get your pride by getting the last word. What do I mean by that? You talk to the man like he's a little boy. You don't talk to your boss like that, do you? You got sense not to talk to your boss like that because you know you'll be out the door. You talk better to your boss than you do your man or your potential man. He's not a boy. I'm talking about a man that follows God. He's not a boy. You got to, what get men? Let me let you in on a secret, sister. I have said it before. What get a man? What get a man? What get a man is respect. That's how we equate love when you respect us. How you talk to us out in public, how you dress, because how you dress and talk, that represents the man. Like the man's supposed to represent Christ, so he got to watch how he talks. He have to be conscious how he move. And he looking for you to be that way too, sister. You got to respect the man. You cannot, I'm telling you, if you go word for word with a man, and let me drop this in on you, brothers. If you dealing with a woman that you have to continue to go back and forth with her verbally, you don't want to do that. You going on a gold mine. You cannot beat a woman when it gets to emotion. You will lose every time if you get into emotional battle with a woman. Women, they strong in emotion. You can't deal with no woman emotion. Now, sister, you don't go word for word with the man. If he say something you don't like it, shut up. Just shut up. You want me to say hush or be quiet? Nope, shut up. Zip it. You won't do your boss that way. When your boss tell you something you don't like, you don't say nothing to your boss. You go tell your coworkers or you mama. You don't say it to your boss, do you? You don't do that, do you? You don't call your boss name in front of your boss, do you? But you'll call him a name, won't you? That's why you ain't got nobody. And last but not least, playing mental games, and I always say this, sister, a real man that finds God, he will not chase you. He will not chase you. A man that been out in the world, let me tell you something, sister, a man that been out in the world, like your brother, a man that been out in the world always have a plan B. If a man was out in the world and he have dealt with women, he would have a plan B. He would have a plan B. Always remember that. He will have a plan B. What is a plan B? You ain't that important. I'm not going to run after you. You're not going to have me jumping through those hoops. I'm not going to get on the stage and perform for you while you sitting out there in the audience in your popcorn. I'm not going to do that. It's too many women out there. I'm telling you what a man would do that is used to women. Not a woman, but women. It's not that he disrespect women. I'm talking about a single man and a single woman. It's not that. He just look at it like, hey, I ain't gonna chase her. Because if a woman really is interested in a man, she won't play games with him, and neither would a man play games with her. She would be straight to the point. She would let that man know, look, this is what I'm about. So he would know. She don't have him. I'm gonna see is he gonna call me. He got to call me every time. I'm gonna look at the phone. The phone ring. Is it him? I'm not gonna pick up that phone and call him. He the man. He's supposed to call me every time. The text. He texts you. How you doing? How was your day? I ain't no text him. He the man. He's supposed to text me. We're going out. I'm gonna do the invite. I'm gonna invite him. You want to go out? Yes, we'll take you out. Remember, you ask him out. When you get there, you give him a receipt. No, I talked about that last night. You don't play those games. Don't play mental game. A man don't. I can tell you this before I go, my sister called. Let me y'all tell you this before I go. My sister, Rhonda, I said that at the beginning of the show. My sister, Rhonda Renee Toomer, she just went on live because she done started her little page now. And I got to go support her, okay? I just seen it go out. Her name is Rhonda Renee Toomer. if you all have time, just check out. Give her your support. This is her first show. I want you all to support her if you can. Her name is Rhonda Renee Toomer. Toomer. Just go check out tonight. Just check out, support her, okay? But back to playing mental games. Let me tell you something. If I can tell you this, my sisters, I have said it before. I'm not no Denzel Washington, that Idris Elba guy who some of y'all crazy about. I'm not that. But I know, and I'm not being cocky about what I'm saying. I know that I'm not a bad-looking guy. And I'm not being cocky, but I have heard that before from a lot of women. So I don't have to go around being cocky and stuff. I have heard it before. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? There's not one woman. I could tell you that, my brothers and sisters, there's not one woman that could say I chased her. Not one. Not one. I'm 60 years old. There's not one woman that could say I begged her or ran after her. I might felt like doing it, but I did not do it because it was all about the plan B. I knew before I knew the scriptures. Before I knew the scripture, it was something in me, don't run after a woman. And then when I found out that scripture that say the woman was created for the man, the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. It was right there in the Bible. So that's why I say, that's why I don't run after women. Now, I have dated women, but I didn't run after them. And when I was single, I could do all that. I was single. I was a free agent, so I could do that. I can't do it now, but I used to do that. And not one woman could say I ran after her. Now, a woman could say I stepped up to her. They could say that, but they would never say Tony blew up my phone. Tony was texting me. Tony was driving by my house. He was hunting me down. No, not one. Even Cinderella would not be able to say that. If Cinderella left me right now, she might listen to the video because she's asleep right now. If somebody, y'all call Cinderella, I don't care you call her. If Cinderella listen to this, she know it. I'm not going to run after Cinderella. If Cinderella tell me tonight or tomorrow, I'm leaving you, Tony, I might, you know what? I might say, why are you leaving me? And I want to listen to what she say. Do you think I'm going to beg Cinderella to stay with me? No, I'm not going to beg Cinderella. I said, oh, okay, you want to leave me? I said, okay. I'm not going to even say, hit the door. I'm going to say, okay, if you want to leave, and she tell me her reason, whatever her reason is, I'm not going to stop her from leaving. You know why I'm not going to stop Cinderella from leaving? Because that was her choice. In my mind, I say, next. Will it hurt? Yeah. Will I cry? Maybe. Will I go talk to my boys about it? No. Will I talk to you about it? I might say, hey, Cinderella and I not together no more. That don't mean that I want to jump in no relationship. I just say, hey. Then y'all will be saying, oh, you supposed to be a relationship coach. I'm not no relationship coach. I never say I'm a relationship coach. Well, how can you tell people what to do to have a good relationship? You know what, my brother and sister? Every relationship that you have, and I'm closing out, every relationship that you have is going to come to an end. Listen to what I'm saying. If you get serious, commit, and become covenant with someone, one of four things going to happen. You going to die, brother, or she's going to die. You might die together, but one of you going to die if Jesus doesn't come. One of you, if he doesn't come no time soon, if he tarry, one of you going to die. Okay, that's a fact. Brothers, if you're married, make sure you have everything together so it won't be hard for your wife when you die. Always make sure everything together so she won't have no hard time. That's a responsible man. Make sure everything, your house is in order. One of you going to die. If one of you don't die, one of you going to walk away from the relationship. You're going to volunteer walk away from the relationship. Fourth, Jesus come. One of you go with Jesus, one of you bust hell wide open. The last thing, Jesus come. both of you with Jesus, but you won't be married no more. You're going to have another relationship that surpasses the marriage. Because Jesus said when he come for you, you're going to be like the angels of heaven. You're not going to marry or be given into marriage. I don't know what that type of relationship like, but it's going to be far better than the relationship that you have now. So like I'm saying, your relationship going to come to an end. I wish I could lie to you. Your relationship going to come to an end one day. Because in this world, we marry and stuff. In this world, in the future world, you don't marry and you're not given to marry. Jesus said you just like the angels of heaven. And that type of relationship is going to be better. You understand? Now, remember, those of you that I told you, my sister got her little show going on, her first show, and I got to go look at her show. Her name is Rhonda Renee Toomer. If you all just go over there to her page, Rhonda Renee Toomer, I got to go check out what she's going to be talking about. This is her first time with her little show, okay? So I got to support her. I know you all can understand that, right? I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. Thank you so much. Hopefully I gave you some pointers, my brother and sister. Sisters, 7 reasons why some single women are preventing themselves from getting into a relationship. I hope you listen to me. I was trying to help you. I was not trying to hurt you. Peace out.